Welcome to another episode of Lunch with the Shark. Join us as we dive deep into discussions about business, accounting, and finance to help you build a business that thrives. Now sit back and have a bite with your host, the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa.
Oh, hello. Welcome to a new edition of Lunch with the Shark. There's really something going on with our technology these days because I couldn't hear going into my intro and being live. So technical team, please pay attention to that. So it's Friday, TGIF. We had an amazing dinner last night to celebrate my brother. Birthday. I want to say happy birthday to another brother from another mother. Monchis, happy birthday to you too as well. Ramon, feliz cumpleaños. Wishing you the best always. And let's hope we can celebrate pretty soon. So happy birthday, dude. And how's your week? Did you achieve all the goals that you had planned and scheduled and you wrote down for this week? I sure did. We sure achieved all those plans and goals and milestones for our clients. And internally, it's actually January 22nd, and every single client has been updated with all their accounting. Every single sales tax return that are due in February 1st have been filed. All the payroll taxes had been presented, filed, received, and they're done. The only thing that we're pending, but they're due until January 31st, but we are ahead of time, it's the 1099s. So apparently something is working internally. Apparently all our systems are in place, have been working. And we're not just updating certain documents, certain information, and we're actually ready to file corporate tax returns for all our clients. And isn't that amazing? I read on most of our social media groups that we belong to for accountings and CPAs and tax planners and tax enroll agents that, oh my God, it's gonna be a complicated tax season, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, either I'm missing something or we are efficient or what the hell? It's like, I don't feel pressure because through the year, we've been like implementing systems, implementing processes. The only thing that I feel pressure in is like, how can we get more clients? That's the only area where I am feeling pressured. Like, dude, I have time. I have 2 weeks left in the month of January, or 1 week, 1 week left in the month of January. And how can I get more clients? I have time in my hands to do more clients with my systems, with everything. Like, how the hell? And we're lacking on some systems to generate proposals. I know, Memo. I know that we have a couple of pending proposals there that we are pending because that's new clients. But our systems are working. Some of our systems are working. Most of our systems are working. I'm a little bit upset right now, or I feel angry. I was reading the news this morning, and my brother called me this morning and he said, "Hey, Vidal, do you know anything about Biden implementing new policies as of January 26th?" And I'm like, "No, I have no idea about that. Really, I don't care." And he says, "Well, as of January 26th, everybody that flies into the United States, it's going to be required to present COVID testing 72 hours prior arrival with a negative result, and they're gonna be quarantined, 14 days quarantine in the U.S. wherever they go reside. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not surprised. And then I read that Biden is signing an executive order that for every federal employee, their minimum wage is going to be $15 an hour. And I'm like, really? After my incident with the IRS 2 days ago, that this lady was working from home, and I get it. I really, really get it. But when she's working, in my case, or when she's working, pay attention to me, not to your kids. Are we going to pay you minimum $15 an hour from my taxes for you to take care of your kids at the same time that you're taking care of my tax issues? Is like, I can't conceive that. I conceive the idea and the fact that, yes, we all are in the pandemic chingadera. And most of us are working from home. But when you're working, pay attention to your work. If you were at the office, you would not be paying attention to your kids. Or at least don't make it obvious. Put me on hold. Go take care of the kids. So at least my client, your client, knows that I'm working on your case, but I'm not. But why are we going to pay $15 to do that? But not only in the US, shit happens. I was also reading a news from Mexico that people are dying like flies, and people are desperate, and people are looking for oxygen, and people are taking advantage of that necessity. And I know that it's worldwide, but when it happens in my country, when it happens in Mexico, people are selling oxygen. And they go impune because they know people. And the people that are buying those oxygen tanks filled with helium are dying. What can we do? Corruption at every single level in Mexico. Unethical. That's fucked up. If we don't change as society, how can we expect to change as a nation? It all starts with us. Accountability. For a couple of pesos, you're giving them helium. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should actually don't say that you are impugned because you have influenced people anywhere, and you need to go and, I don't know. That's fucked up. That's really, really fucked up. It's like, how can you live with yourself? Systems are not working. And that's what we're going to talk about today. How can we fix any broken or inefficient processes or systems in your business or life? When it comes to being influential or having people, or I know people in high places that can get me out of trouble, you should start by fixing your moral ethics. That's a broken system. But then in turn, you turn over and say, "Oh, look, my government is not working. They're unethical, and there's a lot of influential people, and there's what is it called? I can actually bribe. There's a lot of bribes. It happens in the U.S. Yes, it happens in the U.S. at a higher level hierarchies. It happens. I'm not blind. I'm not stupid. Here in Mexico, it's normal. It's common, but at every single level, it's common and normal. Do you know what? And this is something that the Spaniards brought to Mexico. This is something that it was inherited to us, Mexicans, by Spaniards, like everything else. Like religion was forced in us by Spaniards. But not because it was forced, inherited, we should continue with the tradition. So how can we fix any broken or inefficient process or system in our business? The question is, do you have any broken or inefficient systems? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. If you say, no, I have no broken systems in my business or life, then you are freaking full of shit and you're lying. Because everyone has a broken system or an inefficient process or system. At least one system. It seems like a foolish question, but the answer is yes, of course we do. Duh. However, to make this more meaningful to you, the question needs to be asked and answered. So let's make the question more specific. What is one of the most pressing processes you need to fix in your business right now? For example, it could be one of the major processes, your lead generation process, your lead conversion process, your fulfillment process, your hiring process, your onboarding process, your customer service process, your innovation process, your meeting process, your communication process. Should I go and continue? And if you say, oh, should I have a process for that? Should I have a process for that? Oh, I don't have a process for that. Then take note. Or it can be something more like your follow-up sequence for new leads, your follow-up sequence for your new customers, your meeting agenda process, your interviewing process, your hiring process, your CRM training process, your tracking process for your marketing efforts, your internal calendar conflict resolution process, your promotional process for whatever holiday. So what is one of the most pressing process problems that you know you need to fix ASAP? It should be the one that it's going to generate revenue, or the ones that are making you lose revenue. Now that we have that in mind, here are 5 questions you can use to right your wrong. The first one is, what is your current process? I'm laughing, sorry, but I'm laughing at me, not at you, and I'm laughing with you, not at you. This is a very tricky question, and this is a question that you must answer truthfully and honestly if you want to grow, if you want to correct your path in your business. What is your current process? Now, before we pass by this question too quickly, it is a critical question and you should get a very critical answer. My experience has been that while most business owners and entrepreneurs know they outright systematize their business and processes, most don't. Typically, their answer is something rambling like, well, you know, we usually tend to, and then sometimes we do, but to be honest, we really don't have any systems that we can follow consistently. Therefore, we have no proper systems. In other words, the typical process is set of the pants. There's no processes. Systems based on whatever the person responsibility for the process or activity decides to do. So every day the process changes. My return process is Well, whoever is in charge today. However, before you can fix anything, you need to see what it currently looks like. So what does your current process look like? For example, if you were to write down your current interview process, what would it look like? If you're like most business owners, it probably looked something like: one, I look over someone's resume a few minutes before I meet them. Two, I ask them some questions. Three, whoever I think or feel is the best fit, I hire. That's their process. That's not a great system, but at least it is an honest one. Remember, you're not turning this in for grading. So just be honest. What is your current process? Number two, what have we tried in the past that worked? This might seem like an unusual question to ask, but it's not. Frequently, businesses in pursuit of change things that are working, and the new systems aren't as efficient as the old ones. I have a story here for you. And this is a very interesting story because a couple of years ago, we had the opportunity to attend behind the scenes at Magic Kingdom, no, actually at Walt Disney World in general, through the Disney Institute and Disney Adventures section of the Walt Disney World Corporation. And we actually had the opportunity to go behind the scenes, America the Great or America Sings, or one of those, at Epcot Park. And it's very interesting because when we were going through the instruction, they were talking about how they made this attraction work. And it's like a 2 football fields length behind what you see. And somebody asked, hey, what about the halls of presidents at Magic Kingdom? And I remember that there was a lot of talk about Walt Disney not wanting to have President, now ex-president Donald Trump, appear at the halls of president. And mind you, the instructor who was giving us the tour, we never asked him whether he was Republican or Democrat. But he said, you know what? The issue was the following. Here at Walt Disney Organization, whatever system works, we don't tweak it. We don't change, we do nothing to it until it's broken. What we did is we brought up Donald Trump's figure, animatronics, and it was so current, so updated, that the ships for the other presidents' animatronics were not compatible. So we had to change every single animatronics, the chip or whatever it was, so it would read with the current one. That's why it took us so long to bring this attraction live. So it was not because Donald Trump did not want it to be part of it, nor Walt Disney wanted it for Donald Trump to be part of it, because we cannot rewrite story. But their problem was, or their thing is, let's not change our systems that are working unless they stop working. So if you're trying to tweak your systems that are currently working because you just want to innovate, don't. Change them until they're broken. That doesn't mean that you cannot modernize your systems, but if you want to do so, do them in parallel. Keep the ones that are currently working and do tests, beta tests on new systems. But don't waste time on fixing systems that do work. Number 3, what have we tried that hasn't? This is a true question. This is where you and your team get honest and say, this part isn't working, or here are a list of things we've tried that we shouldn't revisit. Going back to my story from the previous question, don't mess with systems that work. In the case of our interviewing process, you might say something like, me just asking random questions based on a quick reading of a resume. Has it worked? Using a standardized personality test before talking to a candidate. Have we tried it? Meeting in a restaurant for an interview. Is it neutral part? It's a neutral area. Has it worked? Have we tried it? Having them fill out a long-ass application form with lots of wide open questions. Shit. Has it worked? Is my team currently where I want them to be? As a consultant, this is one of my favorite questions for 3 reasons. 1, I never want to suggest an idea that someone has already tried and it did not work. 2, I immediately eliminate a lot of wasted time as people suggest ideas that they know won't work. And 3, sometimes the list can help you discover a problem that your client or you don't see. Number 4, what idea have we observed or learned from others? I love these questions as well. Why? Because there's no problem that you have encountering that someone else hasn't encountered before. Shocker? What? I thought that the problem with HR was only for me, with me, but I don't want to ask. I don't want to see him that it's my own, look, you need to learn from others. You need to ask for help. You need to ask your questions in forums. Your colleagues are not your enemies. You've talked with other business owners and entrepreneurs. You attend conferences. You listen in on webinars and podcasts. You take courses, seminars. You've read books. You have access to the internet. You observe other companies and their processes. You or your team, you have a lot of experience and throughout whatever issues you're trying to solve. So this is the time to unpack them. Your problem, tiling, 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 ling, 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 it's not unique to you only. Number 5, based on the above, how should we redesign our processes today? Trying to redesign a perfect process, it's a waste of time. I was talking today with Jeff, or I was just saying something today to Jeff. I was listening to something on Instagram, and fear. I was telling him something about fear and bravery, and a lot of people through the pandemic have gone into a nutshell, have gone through fear. But fear, it's something common, normal. Fear allows us to stay in our comfort zone. fear, it's actually given to you for free. Social media, news outlets give us that information for free in the sense of fear. Don't go out. The coronavirus, it's everywhere and everybody is carrying it. Whether you are positive or negative, everybody, everywhere it's coronavirus. Here, even in this mug, even if you put it under bleach and you put it in alcohol, coronavirus. That's fear. It keeps us sheltered in our comfort zone. Bravery, like our first responders, even though they're fearful, they're wearing their protective gear, whether it helps you or not. But they are going out of their comfort zone. Oh, but they're there for help for that. No, they're not. They're going out of their comfort zone. They're being brave. They have to be brave because somebody has to help everybody that is dying from COVID. Not really. You are responsible for your own actions. You can go out, wear your protective mask, as they say, whether it helps or not, that's your belief. But fear does not let us move of our comfort zone. Bravery does. So if you're trying to come up with the perfect process, you are actually wasting your time and being fearful of moving forward. Do you see where I'm gonna get? There's no such thing as the perfect process. Every process, it's going to have flaws. Let me go over our example of interviewing process. Your new system might have some of the following pieces built in. A standardized short application form versus a long, detailed one. A standardized test to be completed before the interview. Example, small coding project for a programmer or a marketing piece to edit for a marketer versus a standardized personality test. A standardized pre-interview process versus a quick 3 to 5 minute scan over a resume. Standardized set of interviewing questions you ask candidate versus random off the top of your head list of questions that you aren't asked equally to each candidate. Tandem interviews with multiple rounds versus one person interviewing and not getting the input of more than 2 people, etc. You get the idea. Once you answer the first 4 questions, you undoubtedly come up with a better process than the one you have today. And that's all you need to do. That's all you need for now. So if you want to fix any broken or inefficient process in your business, just ask 5 questions. What's our current process? What have we tried that worked? What have we tried that hasn't worked? What have we done or what have we observed or learned from others? And based on the above, how will we redesign our process today? Today, you'll be amazed of the results you'll get if you continue ask these 5 questions all the time about every process in your business. Dude, you're not going to reinvent the wheel. You are not. You're in business. You must reinvent yourself, not the processes. You must be there to serve yourself, your clients, your team members. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Today's quote comes from Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft since 2014. She said, longevity in this business, it's about being able to reinvent yourself or invent the future, not the processes. It's been great seeing you today. Perch, decompress, relax, think about yourself, your family, and come fresh on Monday to start a new cycle for your business. It's been great seeing you. Bon appetit. Ciao.
Thank you for listening to Lunch with the Shark. If you would like to set up a consultation with the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa, visit his website www.invictus-advisors.com and don't forget to subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn.